The first two episodes of Hawkeye were released at the same time, so let's go over both of these in my no spoilers review. That's right, no spoilers, just my general feelings on this, and why I like this personally more than some of the other MCU shows' first episode. But it's because it's more boots on the ground and less fantastical and crazy. So when we found out that there was two episodes dropping back-to-back on the same day, there was a weird reaction among fans. Many of us wanted an extra week to be able to talk about it, but I think once you see both of these episodes, you sort of understand that they literally click together and almost form an entire film. Specifically with things that go on in the second episode, that leads to what the rest of the series is going to be heading towards. Now, with that in mind, the first two episodes are very much set up for the back half of the season, introducing us to Clint and where he's at today. And they very much approach this with the real world awareness. They know that Clint, that Hawkeye, is a meme, that he is the useless Avenger, quote unquote. And they play with that, and I absolutely loved it. With that in mind, the part that I loved even more was Kate Bishop. I always figured they were going to nail this character to absolute perfection when it came to translating from the comics. Not only did they manage to do that, I think they surpassed what makes Kate Bishop so beloved among fans of the comics. Haley Steinfeld, the moment she appears in the first scene all the way to the end of the second episode, is absolutely stellar. She does for this what Florence Pugh did for Black Widow. She delivers passion, skill, heart, comedy just about perfectly. A perfect addition to the MCU. I honestly cannot say any more without going into spoilers, but the relationships, what they're teasing here, how she's being portrayed, her connection to Clint, the two of them being the sort of buddy cop scenario, them interacting with one another and with other characters, start to finish, non-stop, love it. Which brings me to why I actually like this and why I think some people might not like it as much as some of the other shows. And that's the pace. There is downtime in this. They slow down a bit. Almost feels like sometimes it could go and be considered a dead stop. To me, it's moments like this that make it stronger because they breathe. These are not your typical Avengers. This is not your typical super soldier story or a guy in an Iron Man suit or your intergalactic or your magical power characters. These are humans that can get hurt. And in many ways, I felt like there were running some parallels with some of the Netflix stuff where once they get hurt, yeah, you're going to have a little bit of downtime because guess what? They're human. And I have made it no secret that I prefer Marvel when it's boots on the ground and closer to reality. I don't really click with the intergalactic and the space gods and all this. That just doesn't appeal to me as much. This to me delivers more of what I love about Marvel Comics. More relatability, more closer to real life. I absolutely loved it. I thought these two episodes were great. While they do have their problems, which I would have to talk about in other videos because they would go into some spoilers, I will say that they did not take me out of the experience. Instead, I think they helped me see some of the reasons why you wouldn't make Hawkeye a film, for example, and why it works better as a TV series. So in a way, in a strange way, the shortcomings might actually benefit the series in the long run. Again, it's weird, but you have to get into the spoiler territory, and I don't want to talk about it here because that's spoilers. Overall, I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to talk about this more. With that in mind, audio commentaries are back, and of course, we will be doing Hawkeye. So stay tuned, guys, because the audio commentary is coming, and we have a lot to talk about in regards to what happens in these two episodes and what could go on in the future.